No.
Imagine resetting it creepily.
Moro, you're too good at this game if you got to this platform.
I did. I promise you, I did.
I mean I believe you. It's just crazy.
I've actually done it. Like, the next one though. You
No,
need to see the next one.
I believe you.
Okay,
I believe
yeah.
you. I ain't doubting you. I'm just saying it's hard as hell.
Yeah, it's hard. I spent a long time doing it because I was like, ooh, maybe I'll get all the way to the top, and then the next one's just not possible.
Oh.
Let me guess.
Oh, what's up, Harsh? Oh wait, here. Let me look.
Oh, I guess still, let's go.
Another amount of class.
What's up, gamers?
How are you doing, Harsh?
Good, good. Just started the doc for like the script.
I see that.
Ooh.
Let me open that up.
So far,
Nice.
it's basic start. Not really too much, but
Okay. All right. So you're doing like an outline here.
oh yeah.
Oh, you have
Start
the
Well, you
script,
put off
which
any
is
paper,
the smart way
right?
to go.
Mm-hmm.
bruh.
Yeah, and I imagine the more I add, I can cut out some things here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm debating whether we should go into like the history of like the Scooby-Doo franchise or not, because I feel like that'd be a little too long.
Yeah, I don't think you need to go into the Scooby-Doo franchise.
I mean, I could briefly say that, all these like movies from the 90s, with the success of all these movies from the 90s, Scooby naturally, would try its hand at video games.
Yeah, you could. Well, I mean, you could probably do like say something like that, but
Yeah.
I think also you could. Well, I guess that no, never mind.
What? What were you gonna say?
I was gonna like mention like you could also mention like other Heavy Iron games.
Well, this is
Maybe
literally
just
their
like a
first
little bit.
game.
I know it's their first one, but you could say like
What's
this
the
game was
second one?
successful, and it later on
Oh yeah,
Heavy
yeah.
Iron went to
I do
go make
mention like the
BFBB and
success of
stuff.
this game is what
Oh,
led
there you
to the
did.
creation
You
of
did. Okay.
BFBB. So
You mentioned it there. I
yeah,
just didn't.
I was watching
read it.
part of like the SpongeBob doc a while ago, and I kind of realized they kind of went a little long-winded on the history explanation at the beginning. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm not sure what exactly the approach I'm gonna take to this, but I'm thinking I'm gonna kind of try to get straight to the point, sort of like what Summoning Salt does. But
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you don't want to get like straight to the point. I mean,
oh, I mean, we're gonna introduce it, of course, but
It's a Goldilocks thing.
if you watch like the BFBB video, they literally spend the first 10 minutes just kind of explaining like the origins and stuff.
that's
Yeah.
because it's like a 4-hour
I
documentary.
mean, while it was good, it just felt like you could have probably shortened that a little bit.
I actually quite enjoyed that part of the BFBB documentary. Maybe I'm just cringe.
I mean,
This looks
it's
really
not-
good so far. This
Oh
looks
yeah.
great. Yeah.
And technically, I guess the quote speedrunning of this game started with Space Cat's out of bounds videos and Potato Cam.
I mean, they're not really
So-
speedruns, but
I mean, a lot of the glitches in those, that he found did kind of inspire some of the stuff we do today in the runs. And of course, not all of them are used, but some things here and there, the ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, I think there's a video where he got he was going out of bounds on Shock 2, and we could say that that kind of led us to Creepy Early in 2020.
So I'm assuming you're gonna describe sort of like the history, like, or just talk about like Heavy Iron origin, and then
he didn't even find
just
the right out of
describing the
bounds.
gameplay.
He found an umbrella, the only one. So.
Sorry, what were you saying, Coley?
So you're gonna. So I'm assuming what you're gonna do is you're kind of just gonna like describe Scooby franchise, Heavy Iron's origin, the game, describe
Yeah,
gameplay
the
of Night of
franchise is gonna
Nephrite, and
probably
then
be,
start talking about the
the
like Space
franchise
Cat
is gonna
stuff.
probably be like minimal since I'll just briefly mention during the 90s all these cool movies came out. And
Yeah, and a
Or
popular
they
thing to
were, like-
do was to just make video
Yeah.
game.
You could also mention
movie
there's no like
adaptation
popular
games.
Scooby-Doo
Well, I
video
mean,
games.
there were other Scooby games made before this game. They just weren't as well received.
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
thing.
saying.
Oh, yeah.
Like, talk about those.
Yeah, I guess I could briefly mention, and Scooby before did try its hand at a couple video games.
Is this the first 3D Scooby video game?
Yeah.
Technically, no. There's like an
Really?
N64 game that's basically like I would call it like a 3D click and pointer. It's called
Oh.
Oh, which is it?
Ooh.
it's the one on the N64. I forget what it was called.
Is this the first 3D platformer then?
Yeah, I'd say this is the first.
Okay.
Is it
3D
like classic
platformer.
Creep Capers? Is that it? Or is that
Yeah,
different
that
one?
one.
Ah.
That was technically the first 3D one, which, ew, gross. Well, actually, when did Cyber Chase come out? I forget.
Cyber Chase.
Before this one.
We're beating hacker in this game.
You know what I meant. But
I
do
know what
like
you
that
meant.
I do like that Cyber Chase too a lot because I watched that show a lot.
Game?
2001 film. When did the game come out though?
2002. Wait, Night of 100 Frights or Cyber
no,
Chase?
Cyber Chase.
Oh.
Because technically, oh, okay. So Cyber Chase, the game actually came out before Night of 100 Frights. So I guess technically that was the first 3D one. I guess.
Oh, I did it, Mortal. I did it.
Hey, good job.
All right, let me make a save state here.
You're not gonna be able to get to the next. I mean, maybe it's possible with Umbrella. I don't know.
I mean, I might as well just see what's up.
Yeah, you can try it definitely.
Yeah. For now, I'm not too worried about the history. I'll probably add that later. And since gameplay is literally the easiest thing to describe, I'm just doing that right now.
Yeah,
Good idea.
and then plus, I mean, like, this isn't gonna be like the final draft or anything either.
Oh
so-
god, no. This is not...
Yeah.
Oh god, no. Like, right now, this is literally just out. No. This is gonna be an entire documentary, Coley. Right here. All this beginning shit and then
That's it.
thesis, body, insert points here. Conclusion. Scooby-Doo is great. Play it. The end. Boom. Don't play an Xbox, though. Xbox sucks.
Agreed. Mortal here, just saying bruh in his head.
Bruh.
I don't know how deep I should go into the story of this game. I mean, I feel like we could technically briefly go over it. But
Yeah, just like
Oh, you should
briefly
definitely
go
go
over
over
it.
it,
Like,
kind
you could
of.
probably just go over like. There's not really much of a story anyway. I mean,
yep, definitely.
I feel like in this you kind of have like you kind of just. I'd say like what you wrote here is pretty good.
I think, in my opinion, you should like
Really
go over like the entire game, kind of, to like give scope
Well, that's-
of
yeah,
how
so-
I
like
mean,
fast
I'm
the
sort of already
speedrunners.
doing that with the runs, is the thing.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
like
so you're-
Fabulous Fish's first run is basically a casual playthrough. So I'm gonna be describing it during that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, plus you have like you described basically like the first like cutscene into detail. I mean, maybe you could cut like a little bit of that out, maybe.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
but
right now
then-
it's basically just Daphne's friend Holly invites Scooby and the gang to investigate the
Yeah.
disappearance of her uncle, the great inventor, Professor Alexander Grant. Fred, Velma, and Daphne tag along with Holly, and then Scooby and Shaggy decide to stay outside. Shaggy falls into a hole, and Scooby's all alone.
The end.
Yep. Well, then you also go into like just
Well,
the map.
yeah,
and
I
stuff
do
like
mention that, later on, Scooby encounters this Dracula-like guy called the Mastermind who kidnapped all of Scooby's friends and brought back all of his old foes from the classic cartoon. Why? Well, that's part of the mystery.
That's just a mystery, a game mystery.
And then I'm not going to go into the ending because that's spoilers. Why would I do that? What? Holly's the mastermind?
You could joke about that. Just be like, spoiler alert for this over 10-year-old
Oh.
game.
Yeah, me and Mortal were actually talking about some jokes we could use, like, from the quotes in the games. Specifically, Don Knotts is, like, take the long way around and don't, there
Yeah.
ain't no shortcuts around here. And then creepy early.
I mean, there's a shortcut there anyway.
Yeah.
Even
There
if
you
you
go,
didn't do
shortcuts
creeper
around
alley.
here, and then you do like the galoshes skip.
You do Galoshes skip and creepy alley. I like how Galoshes skip isn't even in any percent anymore. It's funny.
It isn't the cool any percent.
It's in the cringe any percent, yeah.
In the more skill-based any percent.
I mean, have you ever done creepy alley?
No, why would I? It's a dumb, easy trick. I'm just
Yeah.
joking.
It's free.
Uh,
Come on, why would I
It's
do?
free.
It's
Like,
a
come
free
on.
trick.
Why
It's
would I?
just, it'd just be a waste of time.
It makes for a good history
I'm
video, but not for a good run.
That makes for a good run.
I'm struggling right now.
I guess
told
we'll
you, that's
see in
what's
the
on.
coming months when this game blows up and we have like 50 new Xbox runners.
I
Do you
wish.
think? How much do you think it'll? How much do you think it'll blow up after GDQ?
I'd say
like,
maybe we'll get like 5 to
15?
10 new runners at most. I don't expect it to be like a huge boom like BFBB, but
I feel like actually quite a few
Well,
people
a
did
decent
play
amount.
this in their childhood and they just like didn't even think about the speedrun, you know? Maybe you could get
yeah, and
popular.
even then, there's
Probably.
also all the people that played SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. They're like, oh wait, this game came out before. Maybe it's good.
Then they'll play it and be like, no.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, yeah. It's also like the thing is like Scooby Doo is also a very niche audience compared to SpongeBob.
Just cringe. I never watched SpongeBob because I'm cool.
You're a weirdo.
Oh,
That's
look at-
why.
Look at this kid bragging about having a different childhood. Wow.
I mean, even people your age, like I still see people quoting SpongeBob constantly. So
I mean,
it's
the
like,
memes. It's like
even if
literally
it's like newer
meme template.
SpongeBob, you know, it's still fucking Nickelodeon's like biggest grossing franchise.
Sucks that it got bad apparently after like 2 years.
I'd say like everything after the movie, all the episodes after the movie were kind of like bad.
Probably, but I don't know. Still, it's still better than some of the shit on TV, even the newer shit. But
True.
plus, I mean, hey, if you were making like, if you were that succeeding
it's-
in a franchise, why wouldn't you continue?
Yeah, exactly.
At least make
Even if
good
it was, like,
episodes
dark
though.
times. But honestly, I don't really hear Scooby Doo talked about all that much, like as far as like the shows and stuff. Like, you know, like some people remember like the old movies, but like I don't like hear even many kids talking about like new stuff.
Because it's so
Well,
old.
because there hasn't really been any new stuff that's like been
No, the
super
Scoob.
popular.
Well, there's that Scoob movie.
God, that was
technically.
so bad. I watched
watch
that.
it.
I watched it. It's so bad. Can't they? I hate bad films, bad stuff. Just
I
make it
think-
good. SMH.
I don't know. I watched that Zombie Island sequel, and I was like, yeah, they're definitely trying
sequel?
to appeal to. They're definitely trying to be a little edgy and I don't know, kind of force humor a little bit. I don't know. I kind of liked when Scooby Doo was just basically more just like, oh hey, you know, simple. Like, okay, here's the setting. Here's like a creepy setting piece. What are they gangs up gonna do? Like, I don't know. Even in like the old show, they didn't really go too deep into like the whole mystery aspects. It's a lot of it was just kind of ass pulling, but you know, German show really was just like the mystery and then just some of the action pieces. Yeah, I don't know. Show is pretty decent. Alright, so let's see, what should I say about Space Cat?
Oh,
Actually, like,
when are you
I don't know.
mentioning Space Cat?
I mean, his
Yeah, but, like,
videos
when
are
are you
from like
mentioning it?
2011, so, and they technically like are what inspired Fabulous Fish to do his first run.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense then. Has he actually found anything that we use in the speedrun at all? Like, any percent speedrun, obviously. I know he found
the
750 skip and
closest,
stuff.
well, yeah, for any percent, Really just some of the out of bounds stuff, kinda. I mean, he didn't find the actual, like, you know, skips, but he found some of the out of bounds stuff that led people to do glitch hunting. Actually, you know, funny thing, Galoshes skip, the first way it was found was not the easy method we do today. It was literally just going out of bounds to that one part of Shock, and then going around the crates.
Well, you can't go out of bounds using Space Cat's method, so it was theorized to be possible doing that.
Oh, there was a video where he, like, did go around, like, the Shock area. But...
Yeah, with Umbrella, because it was only the Umbrella thing.
Oh, yeah. But... The other one, I guess, I mean, I know it's not really an any percent, but technically, I guess, the 750 skip, since he did go around, like, the whole ship area. I don't know if he ever got to, like,
Yeah,
the door, though.
I'd definitely credit him for 750 skip. That's something he found for sure.
Yeah, it's too bad that was never actually used in, like, the any percent history, since
Yeah.
it was found too late.
Unfortunate.
Yep. I really should go down and watch some of rewatch all Space Cat's videos at some point, just to see, like, you know, if there's any particular ones that really stuck out. It's a lot of it was just basically bubble clipping, but
That was more like his later stuff, you know, he found out about soap clipping, he just did like a ton of soap clips near the end of when he stopped glitch hunting. But like
Mhm.
his beginning bit is more just like going out of bounds in levels and like doing cool stuff.
yeah. I wish he was still on the Discord so I could actually ask him, but he deleted his account for some reason.
This man went off the grid.
Yeah. He actually, like, literally, I think 2019, he randomly showed up one day and saying, "Hey, I'm Space Cat. I used to make all these glitch hunting videos and stuff," and then, like, we actually confirmed it and stuff. Then he was interested in speedrunning at one point. I'm like, yeah, I can show you how to do it, and then I showed him how to do the run, and he didn't really feel like practicing. It's like, you know, you gotta practice the tricks to get better at them. Alright, so gameplay of Scooby-Doo. Let's see, just to make sure I got everything. Beat up enemies, beat bosses, get Scooby snacks, pay your dues. No tax evasion in Scooby-Doo.
I was about to say, Scooby-Doo tax evasion. Unless it's creepy early.
How's that
Creepy
tax
early is
evasion?
literally because you miss like 2 snack gates.
Yeah, but then you gotta look at Galoshes,
Well, I guess-
which skips like 4 snack gates.
That doesn't help my point.
Still, yeah. Oh, it adds to the whole tax evasion thing. But
Did I get the warp key?
and then what? There's RBS with.
How did that Yoshi tax evasion thing even start?
Don't know.
That meme. What a weird meme.
If I didn't get the warp gate, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah. Let's see. To casually beat the game, you need around 5,000 snacks, I think. Because you can technically skip that one in Creepy.
Did he skip that one?
I think that's the only one you can Yeah, with the shortcut.
In his first run, like the 2243.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Why the fuck am I choking bat jump?
Like, I mean, he knew about some glitches and stuff. Like, he knew about, like, the greenhouse box clipping, the invisible net, so... Like, it was not a glitchless run, it was just more just...
Oh, did he do that in his 243? Like his like actual first run he just found?
I have to watch it, because he still has to give me access to it, but he did it in his 209, I know that for certain.
Yeah, I know. I watched through that.
And he did, like, a Let's Play and stuff of it, like, 2 or 3 years before that, and he knew about the glitches and did them there, so... I'm
Okay.
safe to assume he did.
Okay.
And... Cool, Sam.
Dude, I've been in Misbehaving 3 for so long. I'm like so close to the exit.
What are you doing in Misbehaving 3 still? Are you...
I'm like so close to the exit of the room without like pressing the button.
Oh, you're trying to get to the. Oh God.
Yeah. Like look at I'm
God.
like Scooby's right there and the exit's right there.
I
But
think
the thing
I
is
think
it's like
you
it's
got.
so like
I think you got as far as I did at one point, like when I was messing around.
I would assume that this is how far people got. Like the only thing that I could possibly think of is just like finding like a way out of bounds up here instead of like down by the entrance, or maybe just like if there's like maybe some ledge I could grab like around this area and then float up, but I don't know. I was kind of just like fooling around here, not really trying much of anything. I don't know if this would even be like useful in a run if I ever did find it, because I feel like the umbrella is pretty like important.
Be good in NLE, Hundo NLE Warpless.
I
If you
guess
need
so.
the umbrella.
Do you even go back into this level in that category?
Yeah, it's Warpless. You need to go to tight spot.
Oh.
Stand still, Shaggy. Okay, I saved him. Yeah, he's saved.
Like I can hear the ghost diver sometimes.
Please say I got the warp gate. Please say I got the warp gate. Please say I got the warp gate. How
What the heck is
did I
this?
not get the warp gate? I was next to it. My memory's so bad. I'm just cringe.
I mean, you've done runs like so much today.
Yeah, I forgot the fucking warp gate in every single one.
I'm all the way back down here. My God.
And I haven't been live for that long, only like 4 hours.
I mean, it's a long time for you. Or at least I feel like. I mean, you've gone longer, but not since like any percent or no E. CE.
Bad times. Might just grab
Those
the
were fun
keys.
for me. It was fun watching you.
Thanks.
I hate how I wasn't actually there for your world record, though.
Yeah, you were.
Was I there?
You're in
I
VC.
don't remember. I was?
Yeah.
I was in VC?
Yeah, you were in VC.
I don't remember, actually.
You were.
I mean,
I watched your video, but I just don't watch it with audio.
I mean, you were probably in a lot of Mortals world records, to be fair.
We were talking about Lego Batman.
Well,
I was talking about pizza, I think.
which I'm not surprised.
Because you were asking, like, I think Mortal's asking us.
No,
so
I mean,
No,
what
we're
do
talking
you
about
want
the-
on world
I mean,
record?
no CE.
no CE, no CE.
Oh, never mind.
In CE, yeah, you were. I remember we were both there. Yeah, I was asking about pizza, and Mortal was
You know,
like about to.
you'd think since I've watched every single video, I would know, like, but I didn't watch that video with audio, so I don't remember, like, what I said in that video.
That's fair.
I did watch a couple Snowy's videos with audio, though, because he actually described some of the stuff he was doing, and then I was like, oh, you made writing easier. Thank you, Snowy.
Yeah, Snowy's pretty good at commentating with himself in stream.
Definitely.
Wait, I'm supposed to actually save Shaggy. Hey Shaggy, what's up? I'll get you out the barrel, don't worry, bro.
And Sam is giving me the critical analysis that we have done so far, but... Is there really anything else I should say about the gameplay other than get inventions, pay your taxes? Beat up bosses, get cool power-ups. Is there any-
Yeah, you need like backtracking. Well, you only really backtrack if you
Well,
want like
you-
monster tokens and stuff.
Well, in the normal way to play the game, you have to backtrack a bunch, usually. So, yeah, it's very
Oh, yeah.
Metroidvania style, where you just beat a boss, get a power up, backtrack to a previously visited area, do those levels, get another thing, then backtrack somewhere else. Yeah, looking back, if this game came out today, I probably wouldn't like it very much, just because of all this super heavy backtracking. But
If this game came out today, I don't think anybody would like it, and I think people would actually be the same way with BFBB because people are so like critical and I guess nitpicky. Like they'd
well,
be
you
like,
also have to
"This
keep in
is
mind
terribly designed."
early 2000s, late 90s was when platformers and stuff were booming.
Yeah,
They were like the most common like seen video game type.
and right
at the
now
time.
I would say like it's
Before sh-
right now
well,
it's like open world or like FPS.
Yeah, well, shooters and
Battle
stuff were
Royale.
very like mid 2000s where they got popular. 2010s is kind of where I guess more open worldy stuff started coming. Like Skyrim and shit. But...
Oh, is that easy this whole time? Really?
You gotta go by the gate to change your camera angle to good camera angle.
And cool, Sam's gonna join voice.
You gotta what?
Go like next to the gate and it'll change your camera angle.
Oh, there. Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll have to. I think Sam's actually gone through all of Space Cat's videos. I could probably just ask her, like, if she remembers like anything from them that might have led to like, one of our skips being found.
I know that he got out of bounds in Creepy 2, and that led to the thought of like an RBS possibly. So like he started that conversation.
True. There's also like random other forum posts from like 2003, way before Space Cat. Like there's this dude from like I think it was GameFAQs in 2003 who found that warp gate glitch in Crypt.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
found
read
that as a
that?
kid.
Really?
Yeah, I actually did.
Did you just randomly do it on accident? I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I always used to just try and warp to the next place because I was like, why not? And then like it actually worked, and I got really scared. Like, what if I break the game? And I went and paid back the gate anyway. I remember.
I would have thought that when you tried your first time, I assume you just did like every time you got to a gate or whatever. You're like, okay, it doesn't work, so it's like it's not gonna work. But
I was a stupid kid, okay, but it worked.
I mean,
So,
I played around. Oh, hey Sam.
Hi,
hi.
Sam.
Now I'm just gonna read through your script and then I'll see what I can add.
I
to it.
mean, yeah, this is still like outline, so it's not gonna be like the final draft or anything. But
Yeah, well, I want to know what you're thinking, then I can like base my resources I'm gonna make for you on that. So,
sounds good.
then if I think of anything, I can moan at you to add it. So,
Yeah, I gave you editing privileges, Sam, if you wanted to like add anything or change. So-
yeah. I'm probably just gonna highlight what I've added, then it's easier to know what my input is, so you can get rid of it if you need to or change it.
No.
Yeah, sorry. When you said like when you were talking about describing the franchise, I was like, what, the entire thing? And then you
Oh
were like,
god, no. Oh no, then we'd be there for like 30 minutes. It's like, no, we're not describing that. I also don't want it to be like basically the BFBB video where they spent the first 10 minutes just kind of talking about the whole like history. I'm like, this is interesting, but I feel like maybe this.
No, you see, that's what I wanted. I was just thinking if you're gonna do that, it would just be a sentence or like a minute of going. In the 90s, some direct-to-video movies were made, and those were successful. So video games using that same voice cast were made.
Yeah, the only other problem is there were technically other Scooby video games still, even coming out before some of those movies.
Oh, I guess, but those didn't really capitalize off the voice cast of the direct-to-video movies, and they were more tied in with those, if that makes sense. But
Yeah, and then technically, I guess the first official 3D kind of platforming Scooby game was Cyber Chase, but
Um,
it came out 2001. This game came out 2002, so. Oh,
Is it-
and as well as the first live-action movie, I guess technically. But...
oh yeah.
Isn't
then.
Cyber Chase more of a
Yeah.
2D game though?
You can just say that the resurgence of the brand happened in the 90s with the movies, and then you can list maybe like a few movies, like you are doing, and then say this resurgence caused video games to be made based on the movies and using the same voice cast from the movies, and one of those was Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. And then you can say that you could say that the game was vaguely based on the same style as the original TV show, I guess. I don't. Is it really worth going through the plot of the game? I don't think it is. It's not original.
Briefly, just to kind of get them in. Holly invites gang. Mastermind shows up, says, "Yo, I kidnapped all your friends, and
I kidnapped all your
I brought back all of your old foes."
foes. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably as deep as I'm gonna get into it. And then Don Knotts is definitely not suspicious.
I mean, I don't know if you want to go through not to copy the BFBB video, but to like use some of its ideas, like explaining how you would normally complete the game, so people
I
can
mean,
understand the frame of
that's
reference.
exactly what I was gonna get into with like the gameplay.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to that yet, but I'm already kind of doing that when I get into Fabulous Fish's first run, though. Since
I'm glad you brought that up, Stan.
I guess. What's that, Coley?
I'm glad you brought up like what I'm kind of concerned about is like instead of people saying like, oh, it's so cool that like Scooby like they have a documentary and stuff. I don't want it to be like the BFBB community is just gonna see like, oh, we just copied what Shift did but did it with our game.
Yeah, but you
stuff
could
like
also
that
say they
sort of
basically
thing.
copied what Average Trey did for Mario Sunshine documentary and
Or
all
what?
shit.
Somebody
So,
said,
you know, like
I mean,
if the BFBB is gonna really do that to that, then fuck them. Like, you know, we're doing our own
I
thing.
mean,
Yeah.
it's a speed run thing. Like, there's only so many ways you can do it, and then if you do it in a different style, then you might be copying Speed Docs' style. Like, if we use Mortals Were as a frame of reference, and then like go back in time, like they do it in Speed Docs. So.
Yep.
Hmm.
Also, yeah. No, I just forgot what I was gonna say. Same voice cast. One of these games was Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights.
Actually, something that the BFBB documentary doesn't do is that they don't use the first run as a frame of reference to explain how you do the game normally, because I guess that run didn't do the game normally, but Fish does, so you can probably use his run as a frame of reference that you do the game
that's
normally.
exactly what I was planning to do.
Yeah, okay.
I'm still waiting for him to give me access to his private video, but he says he's gonna like try to find his little DVD before New Year's so we can have a copy of it without his audio, without his text. But he said otherwise I'll just literally give you access to that, and that's fine. You can look at it, whatever.
Also, we need to figure out who's doing the voiceover. We need someone with a good voiceover
It's Coley.
voice. Oh yeah,
Morgan
Coley.
Freeman.
Colley's doing it.
Yeah. I mean, Kuz can also. I like Kuz's voice as well. I would not object
I
to
think he'd be good.
also
I mean,
having him voice with me or something.
One thing we probably should do is that like either me or you should like do temporary voiceover so we can get the editing of the video correct, and then just replace it with Kuz's voice after he records it, or Coley, whoever.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think right now it's gonna be too much of a priority to figure that out, but you know, long-term planning, I guess we could, you know, nominate a couple people. Let's have an election. No.
An election.
The documentary elections. Who's gonna make the thumbnail?
God.
Who will make the description for the video?
Who will write the doc. Oh, me. Heads down, but
when are you going to explain game version differences? Are you just going to explain those as they come up, or explain them at the beginning?
I mean, since technically the first couple runs were done on PS2, I'm just gonna kind of start with, okay, so Fabulous Fish started with the PS2 version. Cooper Crisp did PS2. And then at one point on his run where he finally switched to GameCube version, that's when I'll explain.
Okay, that's fair
Yeah, I
enough.
feel like it makes sense to kind of just do it as we go, rather than just kind of give you like a whole info dump at the start.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I didn't know if you wanted to go for the info dump style or just
Oh
put it
no. And then
through the
Xbox
video
will
mode,
come in.
actually.
The Xbox explanation will come in once we get to Creepy Early, which is going to be like literally the last section of the video.
But most old games
Oh,
are faster on Xbox, so you'd have to explain why GameCube is faster in no
Oh
scene.
well, there is that one Cooper Chris write up where he literally said with the current route with like the RBS and Galosha skip and stuff, he said Xbox would be faster at the time due to loads, but nobody had Xbox, so.
Yes, you have to
the
mention
story
why we
of
haven't
why
switched
this
to it.
game was a story of why this game never was an Xbox run. No one had Xbox.
Yeah, but definitely like the differences, like the Coast Box and stuff, are definitely worth pointing out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Yep.
when you're explaining like the story, you I don't know how much detail you want to go into it, but I would go for it more simply. Like, instead of saying Shaggy and Scooby discover a Scooby snack and Shaggy goes to a tree and he falls, I would like send that down to, I would send that down to Shaggy tries to reach for a snap box, but he falls through, and Scooby's on his own and the game starts.
And suddenly Scooby's all alone. Gulp.
No, I
Gulp.
would actually cut to the game for that bit instead of saying it. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Guess we could shorten that a bit. And I could probably shorten the beginning. Holly's close friend.
I mean, you could also just take the like an entire part of this and just say Scooby gets separated from the gang. But, I mean, that would be very. That wouldn't be as specific though. But...
Okay, I'm gonna try to shorten it. So Daphne's friend Holly. Holly. I'll just say Holly because we don't know her last name's Graham yet, technically. But whatever.
Hey, dude.
Holly.
Wait. She mentions
No, it's also easier
uncle.
just to say Holly compared to Holly Graham.
I guess.
Get it, Holly Graham.
Chuckles. To help investigate the disappearance of her uncle. Well, do I really have to say the great inventor Professor Alexander Graham?
I'm wondering about good times to cut to the game. I don't know if you could cut to Holly saying it then, or that would be weird, but I don't
Yeah.
know, it depends what sort of style you want to edit to in.
But we could mix in game footage and stuff here and there. Yeah, I think, I don't know, describing the story in 2 sentences would probably be perfect. Suddenly, okay, so then Shaggy goes for a snack box, but ends up falling into a hole, and Scooby's all alone. Boom. And then I say later on, Scooby finds. How would you even describe the mastermind? I always just thought of him as kind of like a Dracula kind of villain. 'Cause he kind of looks like it, or a vampire.
So I'm trying to think.
This evildoer.
I'm just trying to think of a way that, I don't know. I'm trying to think the way you can explain what's happening and not make it sound like a Wikipedia summation.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna go into like the ending or anything right away. I figured, Daphne's friend Holly invites them over to kidnap. I mean, find her uncle. And then Shaggy and Scooby are like, nope. Shaggy falls in the hole. Scooby goes all alone for a while. He encounters the mastermind, who explains that he boasts that he's the guy who brought back all of his old foes and kidnapped his friends.
I think what we could do to maybe like we should just like type. I feel like this is stuff that we should worry about kind of later in the editing process. Like we should just type out everything that we want to probably say, and then we can go back and kind of make it sound like
Oh yeah,
easier
we can,
for stuff
yeah.
like that.
That's
too,
essentially what
so.
I'm doing. Like I'm just kind
Yeah.
of just typing out the first stuff that comes to my head, and since gameplay is the easiest thing, I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Are you still having me edit
Yeah.
most of it, or are you gonna like do that too now? Because I don't mind. I don't like you editing,
I
but-
mean, we can. If you want to edit it, you can. But like, I feel like it should be like a group effort editing, because I don't feel like one person should be doing like everything.
Yeah, you guys
well-
need like a set of editors.
Like,
you know?
obviously, the whole video watching thing I had to do alone, because it's like, well, I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory.
I mean, I did kind of contribute some commentary to the earlier runs, but then I was
Same.
like, I'm not built, I'm not built for watching all of these.
Yeah, but I mean, I did watch them all at normal speed. I literally watched the majority of them at double speed, so. Because I'm not Aaron Hutchie, I can't endure that much Scooby in one day.
Yeah. Who
I
else
did
but
in the last
Aaron?
2 days just to finish them off though, because I was so sick of having that weight on my shoulder. Alright, Kelly, what were you saying?
I don't even remember. Well,
doesn't
I don't remember.
One
Well, I
thing-
mean, what was I mentioning? I was just mentioning just typing through most of it, and then we can go back and kind of finalize details of like how this is all going to be presented and stuff. Like,
Oh,
get the
yeah.
information that we want to say first. I guess is all I was
Oh,
saying.
yeah, and you guys are more than welcome to like add stuff if I missed anything or fix some things if you want, but But I mean, yeah, Sam, you definitely helped with like, getting all the videos on the dock and stuff. You definitely helped immensely with the dock. And just archiving everything, writing all
Yeah,
the skips and stuff.
those videos should be easier to download and import into a video editor than straight going through YouTube and Twitch
Yep,
and whatever.
And if you read my
Oh no, you cut out. Or is it me?
Sorry, so yeah, if you read my analysis stuff, I do like literally write down every time there's a new skip in the run, Hey, this run has a new skip. I mean, I guess at that point you could just find like, I don't know, like a timestamp in the video where it's done, but...
Yeah, one thing I have been doing is like I've been considering like making like abridged versions of each run, so it's even easier for you to just like cut to the bits where you need to, so you don't have to like import the entire, let's say for Fabulous Fishes run, like the entire 2 hours. I mean, that's just gonna be a pain in the
Oh
ass to put on
god,
a
no,
timeline.
yeah. I was thinking for Fab Fish's run, I was just gonna basically say, so the man Fabulous Fish, he basically started off by just doing a casual playthrough of the game. So he knew he needed 850 by the end of the game to beat the game. He knew he needed
Do-
Max to beat it. He knew he had to beat the bosses, get inventions, and so on and so forth.
Do you know
How-
if there are any funny clips of like people who have casually ran this game and then they get to the 850 clip and they're like, "Oh my god, like that's so many snacks!" Like, is there like a clip or something
there's
we can
plenty
put
of
in there?
casual streamers that have been like that. At
Yeah,
least
we
I've
should add
seen
in
some
clips of
back
that,
in
though.
like 2015, 16.
Do you think it'd be
It's like a montage
like
of
something to
people
like maybe
getting-
just put like a clip of one of them in there and be like 850 snacks?
Yes, we should do that.
I mean, I wouldn't do that abridging thing until like there's an actual structure of how you're going to talk about each run. Once I know that, then I can easily just like edit each run down.
Mhm.
So you really only have to add effects and text over it when you go
Yeah.
through with the editing.
I mean, we can definitely add humor to this. I'm all for that, but I think starting out, we should definitely just have information out, laid out, the groundwork.
Oh yeah, I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say, as opposed to other people who've done humor in these sorts of things, but most of the humor comes from the script. I don't know if like, but their editing's pretty dry, so maybe
Yeah,
with
I also
more.
don't want to force the humor down because I kind of feel like in some parts of the BFBB doc they kind of forced humor a little bit.
I mean,
With all
in
those
my opinion,
explosions,
if there should be humor, it should be humor that comes naturally from one of the runs, or from the situation of the game or whatever. It shouldn't be like a cutaway joke to cruise boosting. or
Cruise
whatever.
boosting, yeah.
Hey,
Hi, Snowy,
I-
we're talking about the dog.
Ooh.
Hi, Canadian Baz.
That's me.
Yep.
I finished it.
Nice.
You what?
Finished it.
You finished?
I finished.
You're finished?
I'm finished. Yeah.
Finished on those hits.
Yes, I finished with Trails in the Sky.
I just finished the documentary. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go live tomorrow.
Oh yes, of course.
It's just like Harsh reading it off the piece of paper. It's just that's it.
So I'm gonna be like, the story of this game is Scooby of the game. Screw this. This is taking too long. You should continue to run this game. The end. Bye. Also, we're in
There you go.
GDQ.
Thank you
The
for
world
speed.
record.
Thank you for speedrunning the documentary, Harsh. World records.
The documentary actually is just all the world records back to back.
Yep.
Yes, it's just a really long montage with some Scooby-Doo music on it, and every now and again cutting to Baz telling the game to fuck off.
And then we'll pretend Creepy Early doesn't exist.
Yeah. GameCube only world progression, Xbox banned.
Actually, I'm gonna make it
A cringe
PS2 world
progression.
record progression.
Oh yes, it literally 5 videos and then they just...
So that in 2017, 18, whenever, Jameson got the world record for PS2.
What
Yoda
about
was
Jolly?
years.
Does this game really have puzzle solving?
Kinda? I don't know, with like some switches and stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's a kid's game, so they're gonna be basic puzzles, but... It's not like, you know, like, move boulders or anything like you would think from Zelda, no. But...
I wouldn't call I would say the toll gates, the snack gates. So there's a point of reference. Just calling them gates probably doesn't make a lot of sense to people
I mean,
unless they
you're
play
solving the
game.
mystery of where Holly's uncle is.
World
That's
record,
kind
let's
of
go.
a big puzzle. You know, finding Creepy Early was a big puzzle.
Yep.
Yep.
Also, when you mentioned power-ups